Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Angela Harris. For those of you that do not know me, I am married to Christopher Harris. I have two amazing kids, and I have the most cutest granddaughter, and her name is Alea. So I just wanted to pop in here and tell you guys a little bit about my story so that you guys can, those of you that don't know me, can get to know me. So I was diagnosed in October of 2019, and I was diagnosed with a meningioma brain tumor. I know some of you guys haven't heard about that because I had no clue what it was when I was diagnosed with it. So what this is a brain tumor that's in the meninges. That's what they say, meninges. But most people get this when they're like 60, 65, unless you've had a major head trauma, or a couple different things may bring it on. But I said mine was, I'm pretty sure it was due to this accident that I had where I hit the windshield in a car accident, and I had like 32 staples in my head. So I think that's where that came from, because it said it's a slow growing tumor and it takes a long time to really accumulate. So mine was like 4 centimeters by the time I found out about it. So when I found out about it, like I said, it was 4 centimeters, which means it's been there for years. It's probably been there over 20 years growing. And that's what made me realize that it probably was from me hitting my head on that windshield. But that was 20, had to be 20 years ago. So I had no clue this thing was sitting here. I had no clue until I just decided to, one day I was going to the Wells Fargo and going to get some money, of course, and leaving the parking lot. When I left the parking lot, I looked both ways, didn't see anything coming. So when I pull out, this car honks its horn at me, and I'm like, I looked like, where did you come from? So I get home and I tell my husband, I'm like, that was my husband at the time, because we had just gotten married. We just got married like 5 months ago. So I told him, and I'm like, maybe I need to get a new prescription, and he's like, well, once we get back from the honeymoon, we can go get another prescription. So of course we honeymoon and we have the best time. Get back home and I go get a eye exam. So normally when I do my eye exams, they'll ask me, do you want to do the eye wellness exam? And I've said no every single time. No, I'm good. Just give me my new glasses and I'm moving on. So this time, God was like, you're not moving on this time. You're going to get this eye exam done, and you're going to get this wellness exam done, and you're going to be fine. So I did this eye exam, and of course, the doctor's like, there's something there. I don't know what it is, but there is something there. So we want you to go to see a specialist. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see the specialist. I'm still thinking nothing. Ain't no clue that something is majorly wrong. No clue whatsoever. Because I've never had anything that was majorly wrong with me. Cold here, cold there, but no type of like real illness. So I go and have this eye exam done at this specialist. They dilating my eyes. I'm there for like 3 hours, sitting in the lobby, waiting on the eyes to dilate and all this kind of stuff. So he calls me back and he says, yep, there's something there. And I'm like, okay, what is it? And then he tells me, what is it? He thought it was multiple sclerosis. And I'm like, what? What is that? And then I go home. Of course, I leave there, go home. He tells me, I want you to come back. We're going to run some more tests the next day. So I get home. I tell Chris what's going on. And he's like, I'm going to go with you, to the next appointment. So we go back to the doctor's office again, have these darn tests done again, dilating eyes, more exams and stuff. And he tells me, yep, again, it's there. It's pretty big. And, you're going to have to see, a neurologist. So at that point, I'm like, okay, who's going to tell me what's happening? He thought it was a pituitary tumor. So I got my MRI done and, got the exams and stuff. And I had to send them to UVA in Charlottesville to get them to take a look at the images. So the doctor calls and I want you to come down here and, and do an MRI here. And MRIs are like the worst thing ever. I've never have one done until I got this tumor. So doing the MRI, they put you in this tube And if you are like, like small spaces, it's the worst thing ever. So that I'm like, I'm scared. I don't want to do this again. I have already done one movies in Virginia, in Alexandria, Virginia, and I don't want to do one here. So they're like, we can give you a big machine. The biggest machine we got. So they put me in the biggest machine they had. It still was like a, what do you call it, a Twinkie. I felt like the cream inside a Twinkie. And I do this MRI. He calls us back and he pulls up the computer so that we can see what's on the screen. So, of course, they turn the screen around. And there's this 4 centimeter tumor. I didn't know what it was. I'm just sitting there looking at it like, okay, well, what's that? And he's like, that's the tumor. I'm like, what? What? Like, that thing is huge. And it's there and it hasn't bothered me all this time. Like, what? How did it get there? I'm just asking all these questions before I break down, of course. So I'm break down immediately, just boo-hooing, boo-hooing, boo-hooing. So I'm like, oh my God. And he's like, we need to go in there and we need to get this out of here. And I'm like, how are you going to get it out? What do you have to do? We have to do surgery. And I'm like, okay, what kind of surgery? So I'm thinking, again, I've never had surgery. I've never had any type of surgeries except for when I had my kids. So he shows me with his finger, and he takes his finger and he's like, we're going to take you cut from here to here. I lose it again. I'm like, oh my God, like what the heck is going on here? Like I've never had to deal with anything like that. So he was like, he was going to be out of town for 2 weeks, but he wanted to get it out soon. So I'm like, 2 weeks, and he wants to do it the following week that he gets back in town. So he schedules this thing for October 25th. So me and Chris, this was the longest ride home, the longest ride ever. It was like, I think, I can't even say that I should have been worried, because my first thought was my husband, my kids, we just got married. We just got married like 5 months ago. And I was so scared. I was so scared. Like, what is he going to think? He didn't sign up for this. You say better for worse, but we didn't expect it to be the worst right out the gate. And again, I say, I don't know why I even thought of anything like him not wanting to do this or anything. He's not that person. He's not that person. And the way that he loved me before the vision loss is the way that he loves me now. So I have this surgery. It's 13 hours long. And in recovery, of course, I wake up with no vision. I have family, hubby's there, kids there, cousins are there, And I remember saying to my cousin Tiffany, when she was there, all I remember saying was, I can't see. I can't see. That's all I remember, just repeating, like, I can't see. I can't see. But I didn't cry. I didn't cry or anything. I didn't cry. I'm laughing. My aunts came and they're like, we're supposed to be here to cheer you up, and you're laughing and talking like nothing's happened, and it just, I don't know, it was just, I don't know what it was, but I just didn't lose it like people expected me to just lose it. But I'm in the hospital, I'm thinking that this is going to be fixed. Once the swelling goes away, I'm going to see. So I'm there for 11 days and the swelling doesn't go away. The vision doesn't come back. So I'm like, man, maybe this is it. Maybe this is what life is going to be. So I go home and, I have to readjust and, losing your vision. Even I lived in the place that I was when I lost my vision. I had lived there like a year before and it still felt like walking in. I felt like I hadn't been there before. I felt like, I had to feel the walls. I had to, really figure out where I was again. And again, I thought about my husband. I thought about my kids, like, how is everybody going to accept this? Not worried about me. I'm worried about my family, how are they going to perceive me now? Am I going to have somebody help me do everything? Am I feeling like a burden? I want people, to always have to do things for me. But I'm so used to just jumping in my car and just driving and going where I want to go. Now I have to depend on people. And those are the things that sat with me. And my husband kept telling me, you can do this. You can do this. We're going to get through it. Just, nothing can hold us back. We're going to get through it. We're going to do what we got to do. I'm here. I'm always going to be here. And I don't know. It just took me one day to really like lose it. Like, I don't know. I just broke down, like just really broke down after being home for like weeks. I just broke down and I got up and I went to the bedroom and I just got on my knees and I'm praying and my husband comes back and he gets on his knees with me and we just start praying. We just start praying and I'm asking God like why, and I know I'm not supposed to do that, but I asked why. And these are the words that I heard was, when you prayed for the surgery, you didn't pray for your vision. You prayed to be yourself. You prayed to be Angie. And it hit me like I remember, telling people, I just want to come out as myself. I just want to come out as myself. And that's exactly who I came out as myself. I have the same personality. I still love to have fun. I still love to dance. I still love dressing up. I still, love fashion. I still love all of that stuff. And from that day on, it was like, okay, I'm ready to get back to work. I'm ready to learn how to use this technology and get back to work and do what I have to do for my family. And that's what I did. I ended up getting back on the computer, getting back to work 3 months later after losing my vision. And then, just wanted to do more. I don't know. It just hit me, like I need to do more. I need to do more. Like I hadn't met people that didn't have vision, but I just felt like I needed to do something. I needed to do something. So I ended up, just writing a book, which I just released January 7th. I ended up doing creating an invention, the Style Mate. And then I ended up doing this fashion show. I've done all these things and I have this idea to do this fashion show. So I reached out to my husband. I tell y'all that. I reached out to my husband and I asked him, I said, I have this idea to do a fashion show. And he was like, for yourself. And if you could see me looking at the phone, you'd be like, you know exactly what I'm saying. No. Not just for me, silly. Like I want to do it for people like me that don't get included in these type of things. And he sighed a little bit, as he always does. And then he said, go ahead. Do it. I'm behind you. So, of course, as soon as I hung up that phone, I'm diving on the phone call. I'm calling my cousin, Tiffany. I'm calling LaDonna. I'm calling this person. I'm like, yo, we're going to have a fashion show. And Tiffany's like, oh, okay. I'm calling LaDonna. Oh, that's going to be so cool. That's going to be so cool. I tell my daughter. Okay, Mom. Okay. So I'm like, let's do it. We put this fashion show together in 5 months. 5 months. We reached out for models that were blind or had a visual impairment. and people were wanting to do this. People wanted to do this. We had 9 models the first year. The second year, we had 16 models. This year, we had, how many people reached out? 25 people reached out. And that's not even including people out of state that reached out to do it, but couldn't, be here to be a part of it. And I think being able to give people like me a space to feel included and not overlooked is special. It's special for us to feel like we can walk into a space and we know that people that in the same situation that we are, we have all different eye diseases, tumors, but we're all in the same space together because we have the same thing. We can't see. We can't see. That's the only thing that makes us different. And I don't think that we should be overlooked when it comes to fashion. When it comes, I still, like I said, I still love to get dressed. I still love to be pretty. I still love my husband tell me I'm fine as hell. I still love all that stuff. So the fashion show is a big part of giving people confidence, showing their fierceness that they know they still have and don't feel like it because of the vision loss. And for them to get on that runway and be able to just walk with confidence and feel everybody, the love around them, the excitement that the guests and, the team has for us. And to be able to walk out there and say, I did it. I did it. Walk out there. Some of them walked out there with no canes. Some of them did that for the first time, with being so dependent on their cane. The first time they got out there, they handed that cane to the stage manager and took off. Like they've done it a million times before. A million times. This fashion show is more than just a fashion show. It's about inclusivity. It's about including us. It's about showing people that we are people. It's about just knowing that we still can. Even with vision loss, we still can. Okay, so I want to take a few moments to be able to talk to a couple of the models that were in the fashion show last year and just get their perspective on how they feel about being a part of the I'm Perfectly Made fashion show. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Angela Harris and I am the founder of the I'm Perfectly Made fashion show. I am here today with John Bailey and I wanted to ask John a question about being a part of the fashion show. So can you tell me what it was like to participate in a fashion show that focuses on inclusivity?
I'm a big advocate for educating the public.
Mhm.
And I think a great way to educate the public is showing the many dimensions that vision impaired people or people who happen to be vision impaired have,
Right.
and to counter the stereotypes.
Yes.
This event was perfect for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got so excited just hearing about the concept, inclusivity, and just people who happen to be blind also like fashion.
Yes.
Also like participating. Also like to be leaders.
Yes.
And this was perfect. And then I got to go through it and meet so many great people. There were role models all over the place.
Yes.
And also to see blind people who happen to be blind being leaders. This was the majority of people were actually leading this who understood vision impairment. Yeah. This definitely wasn't a fashion show for the blind.
Right.
It was of the blind for ourselves, reaching out to the community. It's definitely not just fashion. It was an education experience.
Yeah.
And there were so many really connected people who came to see us.
Yes.
And, they know people and they know people,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just a great experience all around.
And just meeting people, just new
Mhm.
friends, usually walking away, being able to say, okay, I met this person, and this person's great. This person's a role model as well.
Yes.
This person can be a leader as well.
Hmm. This is my second fashion show,
Mm-hmm.
and we got together today, and it was like a class reunion.
Yeah.
We are just like, we're recognizing each other's voices, and
Yeah.
we're putting out our hands and shaking,
Uh-huh.
we've got a bond.
Yeah.
And that's a very energizing sort of thing to have.
I love it.
Your connections.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. So another question. What was your most memorable moment of the fashion show?
Okay, one that I can talk about.
What did you can talk about?
There were a lot of moments, like seeing leadership who happened to be vision impaired. Really good organization.
Awesome.
But it was also a safe place.
Yes.
To
Good.
be yourself, not have to worry about, making the wrong impression because you're with family.
Yeah.
And you're extending your family with the audience.
Mm-hmm.
They were definitely a friendly group.
Yeah.
So what made a big impression for me is I got to relax.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I walked down the runway, it was a safe place.
Yeah.
I could, pretend to be a supermodel and do the shoulders and all that
you gave me the shoulders?
Oh, I did. And the duck lips.
Oh, no.
The duck lips.
You didn't do the duck lips.
I did not do Botox, no. But it was just, and we're
you were
all
comfortable.
Oh, yes.
You were comfortable.
And it's a really refreshing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one experience I really will remember. That was a takeaway.
Awesome.
For the future.
Awesome.
Was that I felt comfortable. I was with family, and we could be ourselves.
Yeah. Most important. Thank you, John. I'm sitting here with Miss LaKenya. LaKenya was a part of our fashion show last year. And I just wanted to ask you a question. What made you decide to register for the I'm Perfectly Made fashion show?
Oh, my. I had so much fun last year. I remember telling you when we first met that, I was new to the state because I'm a Cali girl, and so that fashion show last year was kind of like my outro moment of coming out my shell. And it was just a beautiful thing, meeting new people and the kindness and niceness of people. You don't get that every day, even people who have disabilities, and so you really made me feel like, oh wow, this is home. You know what I mean? So even the fashion show, I was a little nervous, but the confidence and the encouragement of not only you but the other models was fantastic. And so that's why I'm registered. I registered again for this fashion show this year because I felt comfortable. I was super excited to even meet new models.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
Awesome. Now tell me what you're most excited about for this year's fashion show.
Oh my! I think one of is the music because I'm just a bubbly person and I love to dance, and so I think the fashion show kind of made me got this this little girl, you got to get your little thing going on right here, and that I'm super excited about the clothing.
Okay.
I'm super excited about the designers and what they have for the models because one thing I'm really anticipating is the model getting to know the designer and the designer getting to know the model just like last year.
Right.
And so I'm really anticipating the excitement of the designers dressing their models.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
that right there is a part of the confidence that I'm really excited to be a part of this year.
Yeah.
You know, and so something new, and I know it's going to be a phenomenal experience this year, just
Yeah.
like last year too.
Cool. Cool. I'm excited too. Yeah.
Yes.
Have a question for you. So, what challenges did you face during the show, and can you tell me how you overcame them to be a part of the show?
Sure. The main challenge I faced was getting used to not using my cane walking down the runway
Mm-hmm.
because I'm very much a cane user. And
Right.
so without it, I feel it just doesn't feel natural. So I had to basically kind of calm down my anxiety about it.
Uh-huh.
And then with repetition of practice, just getting more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And also learning the room and knowing what the setup was because I'm very much a mental mapper.
Yeah.
So I like to have as many details as possible.
Okay.
Like having the red carpet under our feet and
Mhm.
the tiled floor. If you obviously veered off the carpet, then you were too far away from the line.
Yeah.
Those type of things.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anything else? No more challenges?
No, I
No?
guess just making sure I knew what was going on as far as the designs that I was going to be modeling.
Right. 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 Making sure you had what you wanted, something that was going to
Yes.
look good on you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I did have another question for you.
All right.
So this will be your second year participating in the fashion show. What advice would you give future models participating in the show?
Definitely sign up. That's the main thing. Also, I would say just to get your mood right, I would say create a playlist of songs that that you like, that
Mhm.
get you in the right mindset to strut your stuff on the runway.
And send them over to the to the
The
founder.
Yes.
Here's some songs.
And I would say practice posing at home. Maybe ask some friends that can tell you whether or not they look right
Mhm.
or they compliment you, your shape, or
Mhm.
can tell you what you're doing with your face. Because some people do a lot with their face and they're not aware of it.
Yeah.
Like if they make a mistake, it's written on their face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They kept telling me, put your tongue in your mouth. I'm like, what? Put your tongue back in your mouth.
yes.
What? Okay. Okay. Well,
And then I would say, if you don't like wearing heels or you're not comfortable wearing them, then you don't have to. But obviously, express that to the designers when they're coming up with your outfits.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So, my last question. How excited are you to walk along with people like me that are blind and people like you that are visually impaired on the runway?
I'm very excited. I think this is basically almost like a coming out party or
Yeah.
festivities for us
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of times, even though we walk with canes or even for guide dog users, we're often overlooked.
Yep.
Even though that's supposed to be a tool that's supposed to kind of draw people into us
Mhm.
and let them know that we are blind or have some sight issues. And I like the type of activities that are commonly seen as visual, like you need eyesight in order to do them,
Mhm.
such as dancing or
Uh-huh.
modeling or designing, working with your hands, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I really encourage people to definitely support us
Yeah. Yeah.
as much as possible.
Okay.
Because we're people too.
Yes, we
And we like to have
yes,
fun as
we
well.
are. Yes, we do.
And fashion.
yes, love fashion.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
The fashion show this year is November 1st, 2025. I think right now we have 18 models and we have, what is it, 5 that were able to come back this year, and the rest are new models. The rest of them are new models. And then we have 5 designers. 2 came back from last year, and we have 3 new designers, 3. And we did a model call, and super excited. The designers are just overwhelmed with being a part of something like this because people don't do this. People don't do this at all. Modeling is for someone that's 5'9", someone that's super skinny, someone that can see. The only thing we're missing is sight. But we're going to bring it. We're going to bring it. So please save the date for November 1st, 2025 for the I'm Perfectly Made fashion show, Unseen Fashion.